Hello everyone, I am Bruffy1322 and this video is going to show the fastest fully upgraded vehicles from the PS4 and Xbox Series X expanded and enhanced versions of GTA Online in terms of top speed. As always, the position counter is in the top left with the actual top speed the vehicle achieved in the top right, and since there are cars from a number of classes here, the positions within their own classes are also listed in the top left. This video lists all vehicles added on day one of the new versions of the game. For any drip feed cars added after that, other classes of cars because I've tested them all, and all the information you need about this series, check the playlist linked in the second line of the description, and feel free to check out my Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want to support this work and get testing results of any new cars a little bit early. So we're quickly going over the 5 new cars in their normal setups because they're all fairly standard. For example, the Cyclone 2 has a good but not fantastic top speed for an electric car, and the Astron Custom and Weaponized Ignis share the same top speeds as their original counterparts, which makes me wonder what the point of them is in the first place. The Weaponized Ignis can be used in races, by the way. But the main interesting aspect of this list is of course the HSW modified vehicles, and every single one of them has a higher top speed than the previous best regular car of the Pariah. Every single one. And some of them even have higher top speeds than the previous best when taking rockets and other crazy boosts into account with the Vigilante. Basically, all thoughts of game design from the early days of GTA have been thrown out of the window, as we see most of these cars hitting over 140 miles per hour and basically completely destroying every class they're part of. It's an absolute massacre of number 1 spots for each class being dethroned. At least for top speed anyway. These cars will do well for lap time too, but since none of the HSW upgrades improve traction, these cars are still going to be limited in the speeds they can take around corners, so we'll see in the lap time testing video whether their straight line speeds can overcome any deficiencies in grip and put them at the top of their classes for lap time as well. For example, the Arbiter GT probably doesn't have enough grip to stick with the Buffalo STX in a regular muscle class race, despite having a much higher top speed. Top speed is actually one of the least important aspects when considering race performance, so stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed, got notifications on, so you know the moment that video goes live, because I am working on it. The Weaponized Ignis is the new fastest supercar for top speed, beating the previous best of the 811 by a good 15 miles per hour, although the 811 does need to be retested at 60 FPS as it's likely to be quicker due to a bug that's never been fixed with its suspension. And we are also likely to have the Devest 8 become HSW modifiable as well after that was data mined in previous updates, so that might end up coming along and blowing all of these out of the water since it already has a higher top speed than anything else here when not in HSW form, so keep that in mind. But it's fair to say the top 4 are in a league of their own, starting with the Turismo Classic and starring the sports cars, both regular and classic. Each manages to break 150 miles per hour, and all of them become the top cars of their classes, for top speed at least, although the Turismo Classic was already at the top of its class for lap time, so it's just even more dominant now and completely unbeatable. In 4th place obviously we have the Turismo Classic, but then in 3rd place for the top 3 we've got the regular Banshee. And with these HSW upgrades, the regular Banshee's top speed of 153 miles per hour now makes it significantly quicker than the Benny's supercar version, the Banshee 900R, in an ironic and perfect example of the car performance power creep in this game. It's kind of crazy that we've got the regular Banshee now quicker than the supercar variant of the 900R. But the big surprise was the S95 being the car with the highest top speed from this initial batch and becoming the quickest sports car, just a few miles per hour faster than the HSW Banshee and almost 20 miles per hour faster than the Pariah. It's absolutely crazy, 155.5 miles per hour. From a car that didn't have a great top speed when it's not HSW modified, it just absolutely explodes. But of course, the number 1 highest top speed vehicle overall from this update is naturally the Hakucho Drag. Although it is only a few miles per hour quicker than the S95 and it's not as quick as the Reaver when it comes to the motorcycles class, so it's a rare occasion where it's not actually topping its class. But remember, with the Hakucho drag, leaning forward is the way to be quickest. Don't try to wheelie with it like you do with other bikes. And for that reason, it's actually one of the very few bikes that I can stand to drive in this game. But as we go through some of the comparisons, I guess it makes sense to somewhat digest what we've just seen, because it's unprecedented and remarkable, and it all happened very quickly. You know, in 2013, the car with the highest top speed in the game was the Z-Type at 126 miles per hour, and we're now at 155 miles per hour with the potential for even higher with the upcoming HSW Divest 8. And these cars are just so much quicker that I honestly can't believe they're just usable in regular races and not a separate class themselves. I did want to mention about the Cyclone 2, by the way. It's quite an interesting one. Obviously, that 140 mile per hour top speed it has is the highest we've ever seen from an electric vehicle, but electric vehicles are known more for their acceleration. That's where their true strength lies, and the Cyclone 2 is no different from that. So it's absolutely ridiculous how quickly the Cyclone 2 picks up speed, and it's going to be a really interesting one for the lap time testing video. So again, make sure you check that one out. Even if its top speed isn't quite on the level of some of these other vehicles, we never really expected it to be because it's an electric car. But yeah, when we go back to these HSW specific cars, obviously Rockstar have also added HSW specific races and time trials. By the way, for the time trials, you'll want to focus on the cars that are in this video, at the top of this video, and then for the HSW races, you'll want to focus on the cars that are at the top of the lap time testing video. But the fact that all of these cars are usable in regular races, it's just kind of crazy. It makes everything completely broken. You know, since these HSW cars are so spread out across the classes, we essentially have every class with a single car that's best, and it's invariably one of these HSW cars. And that's if you keep them enabled, since they of course can be disabled in races and the cars revert back to their original fully upgraded speeds with max engine, turbo, etc. Given that that's possible too, I'm not sure why Rockstar didn't just follow the pattern of what they've done throughout the years with Benny's vehicles and other upgrades, where the upgraded version just becomes a separate car entirely, like how the Nero becomes the Nero Custom. Doing that and putting all of these cars into a new HSW class would have improved things in two ways, in my opinion. It would have meant that normal sports, supers, sports classic races remained untouched and not ruined by a single car that can be just disabled anyway, and it also would have allowed these cars to race against each other in an HSW class. As it is right now, they're all spread out so much that while these cars are incredible and the performance is unprecedented, their usefulness for racing is a little bit limited, especially if the host disables them for a more interesting selection to choose from. So it's a mixed bag, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with the lap time testing. Like I said, I am working on that. It'll be a few days because these cars are going to take a bit more time than usual, and I wanted to focus on getting this top speed video out because that's the main headline, of course. But yeah, keep an eye out for the lap time testing video because they're still going to be able to reach some crazy lap times for what these cars are. And yeah, absolutely crazy. Let me know all your thoughts about these new breed of vehicles down below in the comments. That's pretty much it for this video. Consider supporting on Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want testing results early. Remember to read the description for more info, come up with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed it, found it helpful, and subscribe for more. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.